doing today?
I'm doing great, thanks. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I had a good therapy session last night watching a movie. Like, I'm here
Boom.
for this, okay? And one of the things that I really loved about this movie, as somebody who lost a parent at a young age,
Oh, wow.
I wish I had something like this when I had to navigate through that as a child.
Whoa, thank you so much for saying that.
Yeah, and I feel like it's something that we tend to shy away from when dealing with kids' movies.
Yes.
So I want to know what gave you the courage to actually tell the story.
First of all, thank you for sharing that. That is so beautiful. And the question is huge because it's exactly what you said. I wanted to make a movie. If I was going to do this, I wanted to make it like the movies I grew up with. And those movies took me more seriously than just a kid, right? They gave me credit for being more than a kid. They thought that I could handle bigger themes and bigger emotions. And I felt like recently I haven't seen as many movies doing that for my kids. And I thought this is the time to give those movies back, like E.T. or Goonies or even Dead Poet Society. It asks you to handle bigger things, and kids can. They're so resilient. And also they need to, in my opinion. Like you said, they have to be guided through an experience and talk about big stuff like loss or emotional, fragile moments in their life.
But I mean, also too, I want to know, like, as a parent, because there's kind of this like balance, like, do you shield your kids from the world or do you let them experience things that are natural? Like, how have you learned to kind of try to keep your children's imagination?
It's really hard. Like you said, you want to protect them at all costs, but you also want them to experience the world in a way that's unique and authentic to them. But for me, the imagination thing, we've been very lucky because we get to live in an imaginary world pretty much all day still. So we're kind of big kids. And so there's nothing I love more than coloring with my kids, doing dance parties, tea parties, or a lot of times they do my makeup. So as long as they're still doing that, I'm happy.
See, at least you don't have to do the Legos with these nails. That's what I have.
That's right. You can't do the Legos with that.
You
no.
just gotta take time. Okay,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
a lot of time.
No, instead it's just bunches. They do bunches of hair in different places on my head.
Speaking of imagination, how did you come up with the world of the Ifs? Like, what was that process of actually bringing all of these different characters to life?
It's a great question. I started with Blue. I knew I wanted to have Blue in the movie, and I knew I wanted Steve to do it. I knew I wanted Phoebe to play Blossom, and so I really wrote to their personalities. Lou Gossett Jr. was the third person that I knew I wanted in the movie, and so I had those three down, and I started to write the movie, and then as the retirement home came out and all these nuttier and nuttier ifs came about, it really was, again, my kids, because when you talk to your kids about, hey, what were you just imagining? It's nothing as boring as adults think, which is like, we can fly or we're underwater. They're like, that's so old. It's really specific, really funny stuff. So I thought, I got to go deeper and farther and come up with things like, an ice cube and a half glass of water.
What would your if be? Like, which if would you have to kind of guide you through what you need help with now?
That's a tough call. I mean, I will say it would have to be Blue only because once you see him hug Kaylee, you're like, I want that every day, all day. That hug is sort of what we all need every now and again. You know what I mean? So I'd probably say Blue.
I got to hug Blue earlier today,
and
it made me feel better.
There
need
you
a
go.
good hug.
Yeah, it's just the best. He's the best hugger in the world.
But not me watching this to find out that you're a Tina Turner fan.
Oh, really?
Like, I was like, let me find out that you be listening to Tina Turner. So
that was from my mom. So when I was a kid, we used to listen to music all the time in the kitchen. And I remember my mom loved a lot of different music, but we listened to Tina Turner a lot. And I remembered vividly dancing in the kitchen with my mom. And I thought, I'm going to put that in for my mom. But also I love that idea of generations hearing the music from the generations before them, and so that you love what your parents love, you love what your grandparents love, and I find that one of the most beautiful things about music is that you can hand it off to your own kids. So, the fact that my kids love the Beatles and love the Rolling Stones and love Tina Turner, like the fact that happens is that gift we can keep giving with music.
I love it, but I do like kind of this nod to New York. It felt like you actually used some of the real architecture that we see in New York, having a little bit more use of practical sets.
Yes.
So can you talk about the decision to actually have that in a movie like this?
100%. I mean, listen, I was so lucky to shoot in New York because I live in New York, but it really was before I thought of how convenient it would be. I also thought, for me, again, going back to my childhood, I remember watching movies where New York was the main character, and I was so blown away because when you're not from New York looks like this magical place, and it is, and it's got so much potential. And so for me, I thought, oh my God, what if I got to do a movie where New York's a character? And so to shoot outside Radio City, to shoot in Coney Island, to shoot in Brooklyn, it was all really, really exciting. And I just want some kid in the middle of the country, whether it's Ohio or Kansas or somewhere, to go, oh, I gotta get to New York.
It was fun because I was like, this is giving me like Home Alone vibes right now.
Oh.
But then like the fear, I was like, not her going outside right now at night. Like, is she gonna be safe? Is she gonna be okay? I need to know.
That's right.
But I like just a child being able to feel free. Like,
yes.
Let me go to the store. Let me go do this. I really did.
That's
like
really, thank you for saying that. Because again, it's that thing of you want to overparent your kids, but if you do, you're taking away their agency and their individuality. And the fact that this girl was cool enough to just walk to the store at the corner and walk back just to grab something there, it's nice.
No, it was really good. I watched too much Dateline as a child, so I would never have the
There you
strength
go.
to do that. Watch too much Dateline, all right?
How old were you watching Dateline?
I was with my, she had me watching Unsolved Mysteries and Dateline.
Oh
so
my
like
God, Robert Stack,
okay,
Unsolved Mysteries?
Rescue 911.
Oh my God.
I didn't get on escalators for like a whole month after watching the episode. Someone's shoestring got stuck.
That's right.
I had a fear of escalators after that.
Episode.
Yes, I was a stressed child, okay? I was very stressed. But I like that you still tap into your imagination.
Thank you.
You made us laugh, you've made us scared, and now you're making us like just want to feel good and feel love.
Thank you.
But I want to know, is there any other profession or any other role that you still haven't tackled yet that you still want to do?
I mean, I always wanted to be a teacher. I saw Dead Poets Society and I saw Robin Williams and I said, that's it. I wish I could be an English teacher and I wish I could inspire kids' imaginations and, bring up all these bigger themes and stuff. So I guess I'm doing it in a different way. But there's always part of me that is wondering if I would love to teach one day. Maybe somebody will allow me to like guest teach at a school.
You can still do that.
I could, right?
I feel like we need to make that like
We need to make that a reality because I always hear, isn't Spike Lee like the dean?
He's a teacher, yeah.
I think he's the dean of film at
and
NYU.
He used to have a class.
Yeah, for sure.
See,
he teaches a class every semester, I think.
Yes.
That's cool.
And we're gonna manifest that you're gonna teach a class too.
Great.
You deserve, and
Great.
It's gonna happen.
Just don't make it after Spike because I will be way too intimidated.
Or maybe Spike can mentor you.
Okay.
And then you could teach
so
another
Spike
part.
would be my if.
Yes, he is your if. We're manifesting that it's going to happen.
I love all this.
I'm always about manifestation.
I love it.
Look, I just want to thank you so much. I really, really enjoyed this film. And I just love having themes like this for kids and even adults because we need to learn
100%.
how to have imagination.
100%.
Okay?
Yeah. I want adults leaving this movie going, I'll see you in the car, and then just run out.
No, seriously, I had to take a moment and look away. Like, I had to shed a couple of thug tears, but not so like anybody could see me. They're like, are you okay? It's just my allergies. It's my allergies.
That's right. Perfect.
Well, look, I just want to thank you for taking time out of your day just
thank
to speak
you for
with
doing
me.
this.
I just send so much love and light your way, and I really hope you have a great day.
Wow. Thank you
so
very much. That means the world.
Yes, thank you.
Thank
I
you.
Appreciate you.
You did great.
Thank you.
Let me give you a...
I gotta tell you, I've been so excited about this interview.
Me too. Oh. This is just so exciting.
Hello, everybody. My name is Sharonda Williams, and boy, do we have something special for you today. In my career, I've had the pleasure to interview some of Hollywood's biggest stars, but never have gotten the chance to interview, well, one this big. Blue, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Why don't we start by telling everyone at home, well, why don't we tell them what you are?
I'm an if.
And what does IF stand for?
Oh, if stands for imaginary friend. Get it? But also like, what if? Like, anything's possible.
This is amazing. You're an actual imaginary friend. Are there more of you?
Oh, yeah, lots more. I mean, almost every kid has one. Had one.
Had one? You mean they don't have them anymore?
Oh, no, they do. We never leave. We're always here for our kids no matter what. But kids grow up. And when they do, they stop seeing us.
Oh, no. That's so sad.
Oh, yeah. For a while there, it was so sad. But then we figured it out.
Figure what out?
How to get our kids to see us again.
Really? And how do you do that?
Oh, spoiler alert. You'll have to see the movie.
Fair enough. Well, speaking of the movie, did you have a good time making it?
Are you kidding? It was one of the funnest, most magical, fun balls of fun.
Blue, what do you hope people take away from this movie? What do you hope they leave the theater remembering?
That you're never alone. That your if is always there for you. All you have to do is turn around and see
See what?
that you're never too old to be a kid.
Well, folks, you heard it here first. And I, for one, will be going home immediately to look for my if.